Let's do it. Yeah. Alright everybody, just thought I'd do a bit of a review from Manchester Half Marathon. So it's been about a week now since I completed the Manchester Half Marathon. What an event. If you're going to do it, any half marathon, I would definitely suggest that you do Manchester Half. It's a fantastic event. So it's only been going since about 2016. But since then it's become, I think, the biggest half marathon in the northwest, at least, anyway. So gone to about, well, this time last week 24,000 people were signed up and going down towards the event. So yeah, I'd absolutely 100% recommend it. So it's a really quick course as well. Manchester, if you've ever been and done any of the races down there, the full or the half, you'll know it's pretty flat. Elevation gain is nothing to be afraid of. There's some tiny little kicks, but as far as half marathons go, it's probably one of the flattest that you'd do. And again, you know, this event always seemed to get lucky with the weather. It was a beautiful day. The winners were unbelievable. So the quickest male runner was a guy called Jack Rowe. He broke the course record, and his time was 1 hour and 2 minutes and 12 seconds. And Lucy Reid also broke the female record in a time of 1:09:13. So I am going to be putting the running video footage as I'm talking over this, but you can see Jack there. There's nobody anywhere near him. He's absolutely flying down that finish line. Bit of a shame on the live stream that it sort of cut out when Lucy was coming down. So you get a bit of an idea of how she was doing, but yeah, unfortunately the stream cut out. But yeah. Really cool that it's got a live stream as well, all the way from the start. So if you're watching it on YouTube, you can see people coming through, and it is literally just a stream of people, just does not stop. 24,000 people over 13 miles isn't really that much space, is there? But yeah, the event itself, it sounds like it would be a nightmare. 24,000 in such a short distance, really relatively short. But how it works is that they've got a staggered start line, which works really well. What happens is you get put into a wave. So I was red just because I think my PB is about 1:23. I was nowhere near that. But so for sub 1:30. They put you at about 9:10 in the morning. The elite set off about bang on 9 o'clock. But it's really well organised. Everyone can get set off in those wave times. The way they do it is you go past the bag drop and you sort of follow a start line all the way around. There are ways where you can sort of get around that. If you're hanging around the start line, it's quite a wide road, Bridgewater Road, where the race starts. So you can get away with getting in there. I mean, probably shouldn't encourage that, but it's definitely the way to go if you want to get warmed up properly and avoid walking round to get to the start line. So the last wave tends to be more towards the end of the day, past 10 o'clock, up down till about 10:30. But yeah, so you get into your wave based on your bib colour, and you set off from there. And the event itself, you'll probably see alongside you there's people with different bib colours on. So if you are a little bit later, or you want to run with your friends who are running at a bit of a later time than you can do that. You can get in there. Obviously, you also want to get there before that. Mixture of things really. So I'm from not too far away. It's about 45 minute drive. But obviously you want to get there at a good time, get a bit of a warm up in, make sure you're parked up all right. What I did, I went on and I booked parking at Salford Quays, which is about 10-minute walk, maybe 15-minute walk to the start line from there. So I set off pretty early in the morning, paid for parking on Salford Quays for 24 hours because we stayed over, and then just walked to the start line, dropped my bag off. At the end, it was really easy to pick the bag up. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend Salford Quays if you wanted to get somewhere pretty quiet. I put a bit of a picture up of where I parked. Might be helpful if you're ever going that way and you want to get a bit of free parking. So you can get on for nothing on a Sunday, so you could do that as long as you were leaving on that day. Dead easy as well to jump on the tram from Salford Quays to wherever you want to go. So there's a spectator pack that usually comes out, and the spectators can get in there and have a bit of a mooch around Manchester. So Deansgate's usually absolutely brilliant to get to, but the route this time just fell a little bit short of Deansgate. So but there's loads of other areas you can get to on the race as well. But general advice, get there as early as you can. I was really early, to be honest. I got there and had a Starbucks on the way down to the start line. Met one of my mates up there, got a bit of a warm up in, and then set off nicely, almost bang on 9:10. Route itself, obviously, like I said before, really flat, really good PB course. I think they said there's quite a high percentage of people that do get PBs when they're on that course. Drink station wise, there's water, four water stations every 3-ish miles, 4 stations, and they also give out some gels. They're at station 2 and 4. Quite funny that at the 4th drink station you've got about 1.5 miles to go and they're giving gels out, so it can be a bit of a war zone that last 1 or 2 miles. You probably know it if you've ever done a half marathon before, but yeah, applied nutrition gels. I struggled a little bit on the day, so I took one. Actually, all right, pretty good. I think they sponsored Manchester Marathon this time, but yeah, they were good. I think I had 1 or 2 maybe. Usually, I take my own gel and have a bit of every 4 miles. Just tend to get one down, but yeah, this time I struggled a little bit. I was a little bit late with my prep, so yeah, I forgot it, to be honest. But yeah. The race itself ran about 6:47, so started off really well, but I knew I was going to pay for that a little bit in the second half. Because in the training I've done, it's not really been focused to half marathon distance, but really enjoyed it. Got out there, managed to just break under 130. So if I can get anywhere near 90 minutes at the minute, I'm really happy. But some unbelievable performances out there. So Phil came down, one of a good mate of ours, and he ran 1:41. So he took 8 minutes off his time from last year. So it just shows a bit of consistency and a bit of training, how it can pay off. It comes down to the actual finish line. So as you get round, so my race personally started off, like I said, really well. Halfway through, started dropping a little bit, but Manchester crowds always being what they do best. They get out there, they support, and they drag you home a little bit. So that last mile. So I spent a bit of time after the race going down and supporting on the last straight. I absolutely love doing that. It's such a good amount of varied runners, but everyone's fighting their own battles in that last mile. So I just love watching that. And the great thing about the race numbers, where you get your name on the front of it, you can actually sort of have a bit of a moment with somebody who's a runner. And I love that, mate. I love that. I think it's brilliant. So cruising down the last straight, you go through the Puma tunnel. You can have some music playing down there. I can't remember what was playing when I went down there, but usually a Manchester band that's doing the business. So Smiths, maybe that was for me. I can't remember. But yeah, you cross the line. That home straight, there's just crowds either side, absolutely shouting and singing. It's absolutely brilliant. You get really good feeling running down that last straight, so it does pick you up, whether you believe any of that or not, but I definitely do. At the end, finish line, cross that, you get a medal, which was absolutely fantastic. Love the medal this time. I'll probably show that on a picture probably on here. But also I paid a little bit more and got a t-shirt, and the t-shirts were really cool. So I'm really happy to get one of those. I would get medium. I used to get small, but I'm on mediums now. I don't know why. I feel like the sizes have got smaller, but that's probably just me thinking that. But yeah, and then at the end of the race, you sort of walk around through to the race village, and there's all like coffees and teas and things that you can get there, some food. But what I did was I'd paid a little bit extra in the marathon for 2025, so you can buy it as a sort of a double pairing. So I bought a ticket for Manchester 2025 marathon, and with that get the half marathon as well. So I'll be having to do it in April at Manchester Marathon 2025. So all in all, absolutely do recommend you do this race if a half marathon is what you're chasing, and you like to have that level of support. You just be organised with it. It's really, really well organised race. You can't really get anything wrong in that race. Even, like I said, even if you're a little bit late, they'll move you into a later wave. So you can't really go wrong. Everyone sets off, pumped up because the music's blasting out, and they set off in little waves, so you never really get too stuck. I would just say sometimes you might get stuck in a little bit of a wave if you want to push yourself as a quicker runner. Just watch out for those runners that have joined into an earlier wave, because you will have to sort of go around and work that into your race plan, that you might lose a couple of seconds per mile in the first 2 or 3 just to get settled in. Only obviously advice for anybody doing this as well is just make sure you settle into that race first as well. Don't get dragged along, because it's very, very easy, which I have done almost every race. You get dragged into that first 2 or 3 miles and you look at the watch and think, too quick that, and then all you'll do is pay for that. I've been paying for that for the last 15 years in races, so I know all about that one. And if you find out how to not do that, please let me know. But yeah, all in all, what a race. Fantastic time of year to do it as well. The weather was great. Managed to have a bit of a night out after it and came home the day after. Still recovering now, more from the night out than the actual event. But yeah, so we'll keep you posted on race reviews. Ted's will no doubt do some when he's done a couple of races. So yeah, thanks for watching.